Welcome to your deep dive. We're diving deep into SEO today. You know how you're always Googling things like, best pizza near me?
Right.
We're going to break down what happens behind the scenes of those searches and give you the tools to get your website noticed.
Yeah, those near me searches are huge. Tons of people use them to find local businesses. If you're not showing up, you're missing out.
Wow, I had no idea it was that many people. So getting found locally is important, but I'm guessing there's more to it than just putting your address on your website.
Oh yeah, way more to it. Think of it like building a house. You need that strong foundation first. In SEO, that's your keywords and your content.
Okay.
Then there's the structure of the house, that's your on-page SEO,
Hmm.
making sure your website is easy to navigate and all that.
Makes sense.
And then you've got curb appeal, how you present yourself to the world, or in this case, to search engines, and that's where off-page SEO comes in.
I'm liking this house analogy. Okay, let's start with the foundation then, those keywords. What are they and why are they so important for SEO?
Keywords are those words and phrases people type into search engines. They're what connect what people are searching for with what your website offers.
Okay.
Say you're a bakery specializing in gluten-free cupcakes.
Got it.
You want to make sure Google knows that when someone searches gluten-free cupcakes, your website is the place to be.
That makes sense. But how do you know what keywords people are even searching for? Is it just a guessing game?
Not at all. There are tools that give you a peek behind the curtain. Tools like Google Keyword Planner and Uber Suggest. They show you the volume of searches for certain keywords.
Oh, wow. So you can actually see how many people are searching for gluten-free cupcakes every month.
Exactly. But it's more than just picking the most popular keywords. It's about understanding why someone is searching. Like, are they looking to buy gluten-free cupcakes or are they looking for recipes?
Right.
Big difference.
Huge difference. Okay, so you've done your keyword research. You understand what people are searching for. How do you actually use those keywords on your website?
That's where your content comes in. Creating high-quality content that provides real value to your audience. Google loves fresh, relevant content that answers questions.
Content is king. But I have a feeling there's more to it than just writing a bunch of blog posts and crossing your fingers, right?
You're right. This is where we move from the foundation to the structure to that on-page optimization. You could have a beautifully built house, but if you forget doors and windows, no one can fully appreciate it.
Okay, you've got my attention. Tell me more about these doors and windows of on-page SEO. What are we talking about here?
Well, when you land on a website, that first impression, that's your title tag and meta description.
Makes sense.
Those little snippets of text, they show up in the search results. They can make or break whether someone clicks on your website.
It's like the difference between, walking past an inviting storefront versus one that's kind of dingy.
Exactly. You want people to come on in.
Right.
So your title tag is like the name of your shop, and the meta description, that's your enticing tagline.
Yeah. Okay, so those are important. Got to make them count. This source I have here mentions keywords in the title, tags, and descriptions. Is that still a thing?
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's not about cramming as many as possible like we used to do back in the day.
Right, right.
Think of it like spices in a recipe. You want just enough to enhance, not overpower. Use your target keywords naturally in those tags to tell Google what your page is about.
Quality over keyword stuffing.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So we've got our keywords sprinkled in, our storefronts looking good. What else do we need to optimize on the website itself?
Think about it this way. When do you leave a website? Like, what makes you click out?
If it takes forever to load, for sure, or if I can't find what I'm looking for, the worst.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. And Google knows this too. That's why site speed, how fast your website loads, and the actual structure of your website, those are both so crucial.
Yeah.
You want your website to be easy to navigate for both people and for those little search engine crawlers. Yeah, like little digital spiders. They crawl through your website, scanning content to report back to Google. Just like you wouldn't want to walk through a messy, disorganized house. Those crawlers and real people appreciate a website that's structured well.
So having a fast, well-organized website is key. What about mobile optimization? Everyone's on their phones constantly.
It's essential. I mean, these days, your site's got to look good on a phone or people will bounce so fast.
Right.
Make sure your website is responsive, meaning it adapts to any screen size.
So we've covered the foundation, our keywords and content, and the structure, that's the on-page SEO, which brings us finally to curb appeal. I am ready to tackle off-page SEO. What have we got?
All right, so off-page SEO, it's all about building up your website's authority. Think of it like getting endorsements from other big players in your field.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
These endorsements tell Google you're the real deal.
And backlinks are a big part of this, right? I've got some notes here about how they're like votes of confidence from other websites.
Exactly. Say you've got a popular food blogger linking to your bakery's website. That's a big deal. It shows Google that your site is worth checking out. The more of these high-quality backlinks you have, the more Google trusts you.
So it's kind of like a popularity contest, but with backlinks instead of votes?
In a way, yeah, but it's got to be quality over quantity.
Right.
Okay? A backlink from some random spammy site isn't going to do much. You want links from authoritative sites in your niche.
Makes sense. So how do you actually get these backlinks? Do you just email everyone and ask nicely?
Well, you could try, but there are better ways. Have you heard of guest blogging?
Yeah, I think so.
You write a really great blog post for another website in your industry. You're sharing your expertise and naturally linking back to your own site.
So I could write a post for a popular baking blog, share one of my amazing gluten-free cupcake recipes, and link back to my bakery's website.
See? Win-win. They get great content, you get exposure to a whole new audience.
I do love a win-win situation. What about those local directories you mentioned earlier?
Oh yeah, local citations. These are huge for local businesses especially. Think about it. When you're looking for a restaurant or whatever, where do you go?
Yep. Or Google Maps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or that one website that lists the best taco places in town.
Yes.
You want to be on those local directories, make sure all your business info is consistent across the web.
Uh-huh.
Makes it easy for customers to find you. And Google likes to see that you're legit.
The more places you are online, the more trustworthy you seem. Okay, it's clicking now. So we've got backlinks, guest blogging, local citations, anything else we can do for that off-page SEO boost?
Social media, don't underestimate it. It might not directly impact rankings,
Yeah.
but having a good presence on social media gets people talking about you, drives traffic to your site.
So sharing photos of those amazing cupcakes on Instagram could actually lead people to my website.
You got it. It's about creating this web, right? This interconnectedness that all leads back to you.
It all connects.
Speaking of connections, are you ready for the fun part?
Oh, I think so. Lay it on me. The fun part, you've got me on the edge of my seat. This wouldn't happen to have something to do with that masseter Botox example, would it?
It does. Remember how we talked about understanding what people are searching for?
Yeah.
Well, imagine being able to see what's trending right now in real time.
Okay, being able to see what's hot and what's not, that would be huge. So how do we do that?
Google Trends. It's a gold mine.
Yeah.
You can see the rise and fall of search terms over any period of time.
So, like with that masseter Botox thing, I could actually see how many people are searching for that right now.
Exactly. And that's where the opportunity comes in. Say you're a dentist, right?
Yeah.
And you offer that procedure.
Right.
You see this term blowing up. You can tailor your content to match. Blog posts about masseter Botox, FAQs, you name it.
So smart. You're basically riding the wave of a trend and making sure your website is the first thing people see.
Exactly. And Google Trends isn't limited to just one industry. You can see what's hot locally, nationally, even globally.
Wow, that is powerful stuff. This entire deep dive has been so eye-opening. From keywords to content to the nitty-gritty of on-page and off-page SEO, there's a lot to getting found online.
It's a journey. But if you use the right tools and strategies, anyone can boost their website and connect with their audience.
Absolutely. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners who are just starting out on their SEO adventure?
Don't get discouraged. SEO is a marathon, not a sprint. Focus on quality content, a user-friendly website, and building those relationships.
Building something that lasts.
Yes. And remember, the internet changes constantly. What works now might not work tomorrow. Stay curious, keep learning, and don't be afraid to experiment.
Great advice. And you know me, always curious. Speaking of, we've talked a lot about Google, which makes sense. It's the biggest search engine out there. But what about those other guys like Bing or DuckDuckGo? Should we worry about optimizing for them too?
That's a great question. While Google's the big dog, other search engines definitely exist, and people use them. Whether or not you need to optimize for them, well, it depends on your target audience, your resources, your overall SEO strategy.
So it's something to keep in mind for down the road, but not a make or break thing when you're first getting started.
Exactly. Get the foundation solid on Google and then branch out from there.
Amazing. Thank you so much for this incredible deep dive. I feel like I've leveled up my SEO knowledge today, and I know our listeners have too.
Glad to be here. Remember, the world of SEO is constantly evolving. Enjoy the journey and never stop learning.
That's a wrap on our deep dive into SEO. We hope you've enjoyed this journey into the fascinating world of search engine optimization. Until next time, Happy optimizing.